Upper Great Lakes Severe Weather Outbreak of August 23, 1998. The Upper Great Lakes Severe Weather Outbreak of August 23, 1998 was a severe weather outbreak that affected parts of Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. The outbreak occurred on August 23, 1998, and caused millions of dollars in damage to the region. One fatality is attributed to this severe weather event when a severe thunderstorm knocked a tree onto a camper, killing its sole occupant. A supercell spawned a F3 tornado that ripped across Door County, causing $6.5 million in damages. It was the eighth most costly tornado in Wisconsin history, injuring 2 people, destroying multiple structures, and disrupting the regional economy and tourism. 2 storms moved through the Fox Valley, producing a minimal F0 tornado, but devastating amounts of hail. Damages from the hail were estimated to be around $5 million and damaged many structures and vehicles. Wisconsin Governor Tommy Thompson requested a presidential disaster declaration from President Bill Clinton for the disaster, but was denied. Meteorological synopsis. During the late morning on August 23, 1998, a well-defined shortwave trough was pushing across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and in response to this feature, a group of severe storms formed across the region. One of the severe storm's high winds toppled a pine tree onto a camper at Ottawa National Forest, killing its sole occupant. 11:0 CDT 16:0 UTC. A boundary was starting to develop across northern Wisconsin, however it was not yet evident in a surface analysis. The origins of this boundary are unknown, but it is speculated that it was the remnants of a warm front that pushed into Wisconsin the day before. It is also noted that the boundary may have developed from a thunderstorm complex over Michigan. The boundary soon strengthened by rain-cooled air from Michigan. I-10 CDT 18:0 UTC. A relatively weak low-pressure trough had moved over much of the upper Midwest. Around this time, the strengthening boundary showed features of an outflow boundary separating rain-cooled air to the north from warm, unstable air to the south. Another well-defined outflow boundary had developed over northern Michigan and began moving east. When the new boundary intersected the older one, a thunderstorm developed near Iron Mountain, Michigan. This interaction began to drive the original boundary farther south into Wisconsin. At around 1:30 CDT 18:30 UTC, the atmospheric conditions over central Wisconsin continued to deteriorate as the Cape in the region approached 4,300 J/kg. Average temperatures in the region had increased to around 80 deg F27 deg C, and dew points had risen as well. By 1:45 CDT 18:45 UTC, cumulus clouds over central Wisconsin were showing substantial vertical development, and not soon after, thunderstorms began developing rapidly across Wisconsin, quickly picking up supercell characteristics. At 2:57 CDT 19:57 UTC, a severe thunderstorm warning was issued for one of the developing storms, and at the same time a WSR-88D Doppler radar in Green Bay had detected a mesocyclone with the growing storm. By 4:0 CDT 21:0 UTC, the Green Bay radar was picking up 2 well-developed supercells heading towards the Fox cities. At the same time, a mesoscale boundary began developing over northeast Wisconsin. The new development happened at the intersections of Forest County, Marinette County, and Oconto County, and would eventually grow into the Door County supercell. The 2 Fox City storms caused devastating hail and wind damage, especially to Appleton. A brief tornado touched down with the Fox City's storm system near Menasha. The northern cell continued to develop during this time period, but at a much slower rate than the southern storms. This was likely because the mesoscale convergence along the boundary had failed to break the cap. Just before 5:00 CDT 22:00 UTC, the vertically integrated liquid VIL of the northern storm rapidly exceeded those of the southern storms, and it suddenly made an abrupt right turn. This prompted a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued for Marinette County. By 5:30 CET 22:30 UTC, the southern storms had weakened to a point where they were no longer a major severe threat. The northern storm, however, continued to intensify and began to develop a moderate mid-level rotation. By 5:45 CET 22:45 UTC, a well-defined hook had developed in the southwestern portion of the storm, prompting a tornado warning to be issued for Menominee County in Michigan. A report of a funnel cloud was made while the storm was near Birch Creek, approximately 5 miles north of Menominee, Michigan, and at 6:10 CDT 23:10 UTC, a waterspout was confirmed to have touched down in Green Bay. The waterspout likely remained on the water for nearly 20 minutes. At 6:30 CET 23:30 UTC, the waterspout moved onshore at Murphy County Park on the Door County coastline. Tornado continued to move inland, flattening thousands of trees in a heavily wooded area. Tornado tore across the Door Peninsula, making it almost two-thirds of the way across before dissipating. Its damage was determined to have peaked at F3 strength. At 7:00 CDT 00:00 UTC, the storm moved over Lake Michigan and eventually dissipated. At 7:35 CDT 00:35 UTC, another storm crossed over central Wisconsin, producing a F0 tornado near the Maple, destroying a mobile home before lifting. Tornado table. Impact. Door County, Wisconsin. The Door County tornado is the 8th most costly tornado in Wisconsin history, casing an estimated $6.5 million in damages. The tornado first touched down over water as a waterspout, but moved onshore in Door County, causing significant property and crop damage. Murphy County Park was the very first place on land to be impacted by the tornado. The southern part of the park received the most substantial damage, with 99% plus of all trees and shrubs in the area being uprooted or destroyed. As the tornado moved across the peninsula, it caused F2 and F3 damage to structures. In total, 20 residential buildings, 2 businesses, and multiple barns were destroyed by the tornado. A campground known as the Door County Camping Resort saw some of the tornado's worst impacts. 40 campers hid in a brick shower building while the F3 tornado moved over the camp. A nearby hotel and antique shop known as Cornerstone Suites was also completely destroyed by the tornado. Although there were very few injuries with the tornado, the storm knocked out power to most of the peninsula. Due to the lack of power, most tourist attractions in the area were not able to provide for their customers. Chief Deputy Gary Bies of the Door County Sheriff's Department said of the event, "People are sitting in motels with nothing to do. No restaurants, everything is closed." By late on the Monday after the storm, most power was returned to the area. Fox Valley supercells. Effects from the Fox Valley storms did not cause any injuries, but caused $5 million in damages, mostly to vehicles and buildings. It was the second multimillion-dollar hailstorm to occur that year in Appleton. In Sherwood, a golf course was severely damaged and could not reopen until 2 days later. A church was also significantly damaged in the village of Brillion. Aftermath. Following the devastating storms, Wisconsin Governor Tommy Thompson requested a presidential disaster declaration from President Bill Clinton. The request put in by the governor was declined. The state of Wisconsin and its citizens ended up funding most of the disaster relief for the event. A local bank also established a relief fund for victims of the Door County tornado. The aid went to the American Red Cross.